Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. It is December 4th and the weekly reset video is upon us. I will do this first. I'll cover some Black Armory stuff later. Black Armory will be towards the end of the video for this one. I'll do the director, the vendors, and that type of stuff first. But generally, the Black Armory kind of piece and discussion I'm going to have is going to be towards the end. So if you want to skip to that, you can. Or you guys can just go through the good old weekly reset, kind of get a feel for everything as we go through it. So to get started in your director, we've got your Flashpoint. And probably more important Flashpoint than I've had in a little while, because once you hit 600, you're like, I don't need to do some of these as frequently. Well, guess what? You're going to want to do them all. Because, first thing before I get into all this stuff, is just going to be the fact that your power level is above 600. It's 650 now for a cap. Now, the soft cap is still 500. So you level up, you do the story, still, it slows down. So your powerful gear drops, things like that are going to be, still very important. If you were close to 600, well, now you can go above that to 650, but it is only going to be from powerful gear, and then prime engrams, and those are your places to work on leveling up. Now, as you start at 600, and you work on getting to 650, it's not going to be an easy thing to get there quickly. So the raid drops Friday, which is 3 days. Its recommended power level is 640, and if it's recommended, my hunch is this thing's going to be about 650. I don't know if a boss is going to be 660 or not, but it's probably definitely going to be right near the cap, so it's definitely going to be a challenge for those jumping into it on Friday. They're only giving us 3 days. They know it's going to be shorter. Some people can grind like crazy in 3 days, so again, if it's not your thing to go, no life in this game for like a week, maybe the raid's not for you right now, but don't worry, raid will come later. So, that being said, all your powerful engrams that you might not have done, or me, I had, kind of gotten to 600, so I wasn't doing all of them. I'm going to be doing every single one of these things. So Flashpoint first is going to be on Mars. This is going to be public events, lost sectors, but also heroic adventures. Anytime you can do one of these daily heroic adventures worth powerful gear, make sure you do it. Don't forget. So those are going to be very important because you can get powerful gear from the Flashpoint, but your daily heroic will get you one as well. So this is 2. Then we come back to the Vanguard. This is next. Now, your daily story missions. They did change it from 5 to 3, which is nice. No, I think it's 5 strikes. I'm sorry. No, I feel like this was 5 at some point, but I could be crazy. Let me know if I'm crazy in the comments. But 3 story missions. Either way, story missions, heroic adventures, or standard strike playlist is going to have these modifiers. Singe is going to be all week long, so your Thunderlord is going to be really pretty on a few of these days. But Grenadier, double arc grenades for lots of classes are pretty good. And just kind of have fun with this one this week. But just take in mind, we've got Grenadier on Tuesday. Let me see if I can remember. Tuesday, Friday, and Monday. Then we've got Brawler on Wednesday and Saturday, and Heavyweight on Thursday and Sunday. Now, Thursday and Sunday with Heavyweight, if you're working on, say, your grind for Loaded Question, this is going to be a good time. Arc kills, you have Singe, so everything's going to hit harder. Fusion Rifle kills, if you have something along the lines of like Mate Ingredient, this is a great way to do both, actually. And then just grinding out strikes. If you can melt stuff faster with Heavyweight and everybody's using something powerful, they go pretty quick. So both Thursday and then Sunday are going to be good days to grind strikes this time around. But if you want to do Grenadier, that's probably cool as well. So those are your modifiers for the week. Arc is all week long. I usually don't call it the debuffs because you guys can see what they are. Again, remember, now we're coming back to the weekly Crucible or weekly strike powerful gear where you have to match the subclass of someone else in your team. My advice, usually there's a point before a boss where you can pause, maybe not chase and run them as fast, but if you take a second, check out their subclasses, make sure you match them. If you match one of them, then you're good. You don't have to match both. Hopefully people are running Arc, and if you are running strikes, please, for the love of goodness gracious, run Arc. There's no reason you really shouldn't. If you're grinding out a subclass at this point, do it anywhere else. Help these people, kill stuff faster, use Arc. That's all I gotta say. For your Nightfalls, we have Strange Terrain. Your exclusive drop here is going to be the Braytech. I think it's Braytech Osprey, but I could have the name wrong. That's your rocket launcher from the Warmind expansion. Exodus Crash is going to be, I don't think the reward in here is all overly amazing, but I honestly don't know if we've had the Nightfall as Exodus Crash since it was kind of busted, so going to have to see. But as this is an older strike, I don't think it's going to be anything really worthwhile, so I wouldn't worry too much about this one. This is where you go through Nessus and fight the fallen dude who teleports out, in and out, and you have the electric floor. Not really looking forward to this one. We'll see how this Nightfall goes. Hollowed Lair, you definitely may want to grind this one though, because the Mindbenders ambition will still drop from there. So that is kind of a thing. If you guys are going for 100,000 points, if you're doing it, I'm going to work, obviously, see if I can get you guys a 100,000 point solo run. Depends on which strike and which one's going to be easiest. But if you do the 100,000 removal, you will get 2 powerful drops, which is a good thing. My advice, match game is important for 100,000 points. If you're running with a group, it's crucial to make sure somebody has Solar, Void, and Arc covered. If you're running by yourself, you kind of have 2 options, unless you're just going to run subclasses 1. Say I went like Void here, Arc here, Solar here. It would depend on the strike if that was kind of the proper build. But your other option, Borealis or Hardlight, you can switch those on the fly. So if you have certain shields you need to take care of, both of those are decent options. So keep those in mind if you guys are working on stuff like that. But again, match game is always important. Some people run Momentum, some people run Blackout, but the higher your level, the more you're going to be able to crank this up. Now, also keep in mind, it's still only 540 power level. So the higher you get in level, now that we start being able to get over 600, say you're 620, there's still 540, you can crank that thing up to now an 80-point deficit as opposed to a 60-point deficit. So the higher you get, the more handicap you can give yourself and the more points you're going to be able to acquire. So we're going to see how that kind of adds up over time. In a couple weeks, maybe we can crank this thing up and start getting even more points. So we'll see how all that goes, but that is Vanguard fun here. Gambit, of course, your daily and weeklies. I think I'd missed on some of my dailies, so mine are all active. I'm not sure what the daily one is today, but I'm sure you'll see it when you log in. Definitely spend some time. Gonna have to do your matches. And then Crucible. This week, we have Showdown. All-out team warfare. Revive a defeated teammate to steal back the point. So it's 4v4, not 6v6, which I know some people don't like. But if you revive, you pull it back. So it's really kind of working on a score-based system. If you revive them within the time frame before they kind of take off out of there, that'll be a good thing. But again, 1 daily, 5 weekly Crucible matches. Spend some time, work on this stuff. It will serve you well. Again, powerful gear, as many places as you can. Really, really important. We're going to check the vendors in the Traveler first, Tangled Shore, Dreaming City, and then I'm going to have a brief discussion about Black Armory. So let's check a couple of the vendors before we go. Alright, Guardians, so we are here with Tess. We're going to cover the Prismatic Matrix first. A very popular one. The Everything is Totally Okay. Sit down and everything basically catches fire. So, it's a thing. If you guys have seen this one, it's like the dog sitting on the table, not worrying about everything that's going crazy around him. Then you've got your 1000 Voices ornament. Looks pretty cool. Gives it almost a steampunk look to this gun. Nice effect. Good job, artist. You guys did well. You've got the boots for the Hunter, the Warlock chest, the Titan chest. I've got a speeder that I already got, which is pretty cool. The Valor Chevron shell. Kind of a sad face chevron because everything's pointed down. You got the Grim Fox. The Silly Salute. This one's actually kind of funny. I just want to show you guys. It's like, hey, nope. And there it is. Goofy Salute, and then your Quill and Ink projection. So, again, do your, make sure you do your one out here. I already picked it up so you can get your Prismatic Facet. We do have a new box this week. This is the Curator's Bundle. So this Sparrow looks ridiculous, but in an awesome way. So this is called the Dark Horse. It's definitely going to give you 100, 60 speed. You get 2 etched engrams. You get this Deep Sea Jaunt, which is, I don't know what to think of that. Kind of a palish blue-gray with a, red-ish accent to it. I don't know. Not really in love with it, but it's there. But if you really, really want this specific Sparrow, you can pick it up this week. And they do say it is on sale, 21% off, so I don't know what it is normally, but that's not a cheap one for sure. Down here, we've got the Competitive Dance. So that one, nice. Then you've got the Grooving Dance. I'm sure there's music videos that match these well. Got the Gravity Maestro. A different looking speeder that looks like a dolphin or swordfish type situation up front. Got the Angle Lazuya, that's an old one. This one is the 801's Lone Wolf. I still think this thing could basically, it looks like a massive spaceship. Every one of these things are cannons on the front, like you could blow a hole in the side of like Thanos' ship. It looks like a monster, so cool ship. At some point I might get it. Random ships and everything like that. You got the Star-Crossed Mark. Again, I love this like set. It's got a little bit of teal, like the ornament nature. It almost looks, as I said, pulled it out of Atlantis. So pretty cool set for those. For the Hazard of the Cast, which is the Gambit auto rifle, you got this ornament. This is a new one, the Bad Run. This goes in line with the Black Armory, kind of one of the forges. I forget if it's like the French one or Japanese or what, but definitely cool looking ornament specific to that gun. Mid a multi-tool, mid a tactical. I haven't touched mid in so long. I kind of wish it got a little love, but not feeling the love right now. Some effects, some shaders, and things like that. Alright, off to the next vendor. Alright, Guardians, not many of the vendors have changed too much. Before you jump straight into your Black Armory kind of quest grind, which I'll get to in a little while, make sure you pick up this clan bounty for sure. Just because defeat enemies with solar damage anywhere in the solar system, you're going to be doing enough. It's just a quick, easy one to do. This one is going to be Prison of Elders people everywhere. You've got, you know, a couple things for Gambit. But this one specifically, just in the grinding that you're going to do, a few solar weapons. It's just a quick daily bounty for your clan that you can knock out fairly quickly. So don't forget about that one. But we're going to head over to Spider really quickly and look at what he's got for the week. Alright, Guardians, so we're quickly at Spider. Your Black Armory quest will actually start at Spider. So go to Spider first. You'll get a quick little kind of, you know, voiceover introduction. And then you actually head back to the tower just left of the Gambit vendor, the Drifter. Just left of there, and then down some stairs is where you're actually going to take what he gives you. And then you kind of start your Black Armory stuff. So just an FYI so you guys know where to go. Spider first, then the tower, down the hallway past the Drifter, and then you'll be in the Black Armory. So heads up, that's where that one's going to be. This week we've got the Gravetide Summoner. Again, this is powerful gear, so don't skimp out on this one. And again, remember this is going to be on Titan, so pick this one up. Going to be a pretty easy one to knock out because I think most of you guys are probably over this power level anyway. So 540-ish stuff, not so difficult at this point. Also, if you guys do need these enhancement cores, pick them up. Pick these bounties up. Definitely do a little bit of grinding for your ghost fragments. Now, my advice is you guys are leveling up in Black Armory. Don't infuse everything as you go. Now, for me, I have even like my Go figure that I love. I got one random thing and infused it. But I got a random drop from one other thing that I had done so far at 603. I'm not just going to keep infusing this thing and blowing through cores. So this is one of those times you level up. You may be using different weapons for a little while till you get towards that higher level. So keep in mind that some things may be worth keeping, but again, if it's to get to a point where I'm getting 610, 611, I'm holding on to this Go figure, you're probably going to have to mix some stuff up just to use some different things so your light level is higher, because it is definitely going to matter. So keep that in mind. Don't blow through all your infusion cores. I mean, I have more than I probably should, but again, they're not easy to come by, so don't just if oh, I love Thunderlord, I want to bring it with me every step of the way, and you infuse it every single time. Don't do that. It's not really going to serve you well, and eventually you'll get to a point where you'll be like, hey, if I get to 620, 625, maybe that'll be a good time to boost it up, or, have some other stuff drop. But remember, you're going to be getting some decent drops. You're going to be getting some new weapons. One of them is going to be a heavy machine gun, I promise you, so for a little while, hold off in infusing the world, because you will blow through those cores way too fast. If you have the shards, remember, I always pick up about 2 of these. Always a good thing. And if you need to do your bounties for Ikora as well, go ahead and pick these up, because some of these are usually pretty easy. Cabal defeated, Precision kills, Hive defeated, Patrols. That stuff goes really fast, so if you need your 20 bounties, good place to do them. Alright, let's go talk about the Dreaming City, and then we'll talk about Black Armory.
Will you help?
So we're back at the week 1 of the Dreaming City cycle, so no Shattered Throne for a couple weeks. That would have been nice, actually, for level gear, but what are you going to do? So make sure you guys pick up your, complete the mission. Should be pretty easy to knock out now. Daily bounties. Go ahead and do that one. I did this one actually because I had it saved to carry over. So just one of those things that I just checked off a little bit early. Ascendant Challenge. I will get that video up for you guys later. And of course your Gateway Between Worlds. Definitely worth doing so you guys can get your offering and your other stuff taken care of. Daily bounties. Pick those up as well. So you got them all to work on. So that's mostly it, but remember, anything powerful gear, definitely worth doing with all your characters if you got them. So definitely work on your missions, your powerful gear, your spider bounties, all that stuff is going to be crucial. So now I'm going to go to the tower and not go into the Black Armory, but I want to talk to you guys about that for just a little bit. Alright, Guardians, so final piece is a quick discussion about Black Armory, just because I'm a little delayed on getting this up because I kind of went through the quest first, so I'll get a few tips about how to knock that quest out quickly up, probably after this one, just because it's actually a nice way to knock it out. Had a little help in stream and just tips to places to knock it out. Couple things that have changed though. One, once you kind of go over into the Annex for the first time, which is this new area where the Black Armory is actually at, you have a new landing zone in the tower. So if you got to go over here to the left, you can actually land over here and get here a little quicker. So it saves you a bit of a run. Be nice if there was one in the hangar, but there's usually not much of a point. So it is nice and they added it over here because you're going to be in this side of the world a lot. But what I want to say is the way this stuff works is not going to be as expected. So you're going to have a quest, you're going to go through, you're going to kind of unlock the first piece of this. And then the first time that you guys head into the actual forge for the quest is going to be a struggle. Now, I went in there at 601 because I had those couple of Dreaming City bounties done. You know, decent go figure, Thunderlord, ran a decent subclass, went through multiple times with matchmaking. Now for me, when you get to the part of the quest where you actually go visit the forge, it is a struggle. It says recommended power level 610. Now, the only thing about that is that's the first wave. There are 2 waves and then a boss wave for the third. It goes 610, 625, 630. And at 630, these guys hurt a lot and pretty much were, you know, 2-shotting me everywhere. And then the other piece was the fact that the boss, the 2 other people I had in there and me dumping as much as we could at this guy, of which we were kind of low on ammo in the first place anyway. We got it like maybe a third, but probably just a quarter of his health down before time ran out. So there's a timer in the forge, and I'll do gameplay about that stuff later. Maybe if at a point I miraculously finish it, that'll be a thing. But your biggest thing that you need to do right now is work on grinding all your powerful gear. Remember, Dreaming City is a big boost. Save that stuff for a little bit later. Work on your dailies, work on your challenges, work on your heroic adventures, work on your nightfalls. All of those things, do that before the Dreaming City. It's kind of like going back to leveling up again. Because the Dreaming City, sorry, excuse the almost language there, still should probably be a bigger boost in drops. So keep that in mind, save that for a little later, work through all your grind, see where you get. If you get up to like 608, 607, 605, who knows? Then, that's my time when I would say then go look for the forge. You can go through and do the quest, that stuff's pretty easy to do, and I'll explain that stuff later. But generally, if you guys are looking to try and have some success in the forge, you gotta get your light level up. It says recommended 610. Maybe being there makes the boss a bit more manageable at 630, because at 601, I got smoked, like, really bad. So, maybe the 20 power level difference won't be quite as bad, but at 29, it hurt a ton. So, my advice is take your time. These are going to be in-game activities. Now, I know that this may not be what everybody's hoping for. There's not like, 6 story missions to do, a new campaign. But again, take this with a grain of salt, because I'm just one person with opinion. But also remember, when you burn through the campaign, that's a whole bunch of stuff. We'd never go back and do it. These Black Armory things are something we're going to use a lot more frequently. So they're trying to give us more in-game content. Unfortunately, on the first day, it may not sit as well with people, so just try and manage your expectations in how much you're going to be able to do on day 1, because there's only so many resets in a week. That's why the people who are going to try and no-life this thing and try and work every little angle possible, save up bounties and all those things, if they're for a raid that is recommended at 640 and probably going to have a boss at 650, the struggle is going to be real for those people on day 1, so it's probably going to be tough. So don't bash your head against the wall if you feel like it is not like, hey, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for me. Just keep in mind, none of this stuff is going anywhere. The forges will only continue to be available more and more frequently, so once you get to a comfortable light level, that's when it's time to jump in there. But I'll warn you now, at my level, I got smoked. If you get a cool team, maybe. Or if you find somebody that grinds the crap out of stuff and you get paired up with somebody who gets to like a magical light level with like the best RNG drops in the world, we'll see. But other than that, that's going to wrap up the weekly reset video for you guys. I know it's a lot to cover, and I know the Black Armory piece is kind of an odd taste, but again, it's going to take a little while to get there. They want it to be in-game. It's going to be farther along. But on your first day, I just want you guys to know kind of what to expect. So that's why I wanted to put this in here. So hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like below, leave a comment if you guys want to say, hey, got questions, tips about anything. But I'll be getting videos up throughout the day, obviously helping you guys with all your powerful gear grinding, because that's going to be a thing for a little while. And, yeah, more videos to come. So if you can follow me on Twitch or Twitter, it's Ebontis on both. You guys have definitely boosted my followers on both of those, almost to 1,000 followers on Twitch, which is amazing. 30,000 subs by Christmas is possible, so if you guys can definitely hit that subscribe button here on the YouTube channel, that would be greatly appreciated as well. If you enjoy the content, do that, because you know I've got more coming to you. But thank you guys very much for the support lately. It's been awesome. Keep it going. Thank you guys very much, and I'm going to be working on kind of a giveaway stuff in the future. So if you got people that are not tuned into Destiny and looking to plan, or you haven't picked up Forsaken yet, stay tuned to the channel, and that stuff will come out a bit later. So thank you guys very much. Have an awesome day. I will see you soon, and enjoy the grind, because trust me, it's back on.